This is LXBN TV, and I'm Colin O'Keefe. As we continue our coverage of the Hildebrand Institute and West Legal Ed Center's Social and Digital Media for Law Firms Forum, I'm here with Dan Goldman, legal counsel with the Mayo Clinic. Dan, how did the Mayo Clinic and you personally get started on social media?
For Mayo Clinic, I think two reasons. One is it kind of fit with how our brand has been developed over 100 years. Our brand has really been driven largely through word of mouth. We don't do a lot of advertising. It's been built by patients who've come to Mayo Clinic, had a great experience, and talked about that to family and friends. And that's really what social media is about. It's about forming connections. It's about sharing information. And so for us, it was kind of a natural fit for our brand to be there. Plus, we're a nonprofit, so one of our missions really is to disseminate health information. And social media is just a great tool to do that. Personally, I got involved because I had two teenagers, and I had a client who was getting involved in social media, and I felt it was important for me to understand the tools and be a part of that as well.
Definitely, and I think you mentioned that you're only going to follow or observe lawyers in the legal space if they're offering something of value with their social media presences. What do you see as being valuable coming from lawyers in the social media space?
Yeah, I think for me it's about not being self-laudatory. I mean, I think it's fine, if you've had a great court victory, I think that's great, but I think that's less valuable to me. It's about us forming a connection. It's about me learning to trust you, you learning to trust me. So I think it's about you being on social media and giving me content that I find valuable, commenting or starting a conversation with me that I think we will both find valuable in terms of sharing information, of discussing a legal topic. So I think it's about forming that connection that we both find valuable.
And lastly, the biggest question that always comes up is, what's the ROI on social media? I need to find work that's directly attributable to my social media activities. You made some great points on why this is kind of an odd way to look at things. Why is that the case, that it's a little weird and kind of misses the point to look just at direct ROI?
Yeah, I think I've always felt that that's really a bit of a red herring. Social media really is a revolution in the way people communicate, and there's an entire generation of people that communicate with virtually everybody that's important in their life through social media. So I don't know that it's really about saying we need to be on Twitter or we need to be on Facebook because that's going to drive patients to Mayo Clinic or that's going to drive lawyers to be hiring you as a law firm. It's about continuing to be relevant. I think it's about your brand and building your brand and making sure your brand stays top of mind and relevant for people as we move into the 21st century. And as people continue to connect largely through social media and trust their social media connections much more so than traditional advertising and traditional methods of communication. So I don't know that I can point to you, if you look at any other kind of mass communication revolution, the telephone, I think if you put that ROI question about the telephone, well, what's the ROI of having telephones in your office? I don't know that you can point to clients that you brought in through just having a telephone, but I can certainly tell you that if you didn't have telephones, you'd struggle with having a business. And I think you need to look at social media the same way.
Definitely. Well, once again, that was Dan Goldman, legal counsel with the Mayo Clinic. Once again, for more video interviews from the Hildebrand Institute and West Legal Ed Center's Social and Digital Media for Law Firms Forum, check us out at lxbn.lexblog.com. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.